So yeah, it's LGBTQ Alphabet History Month, and I'm not sure how many of you know that, but I thought we'd like work a little bit with that theme today, because why not? We don't always have that opportunity. My name is Lev. You can call me Fresh as well. Some of you already know me as Fresh. Pronouns are he and they, and I'm currently back on Ohlone land, here from Muncie Land in Westchester County, now Oakland, California. Been there for 30 days. I'm still settling, jet lag and all of that, and really glad to see you all. What I would like to do today, we'll talk just a teeny bit about what it means that we're queer and where the role that mindfulness plays in that. And queer is loosely termed, so anybody who doesn't identify that way, my apologies. So I'll just say that you're part of the alphabet. I remember I started identifying as queer when I was, maybe 16, 17, back in the 70s. And I didn't know that it wasn't a thing that lots of people used. So no offense to anybody. We've created new rules and new ways of being. And so our life, our authentic life, is in fact a public service, just being who you are. And because I've heard them both say it, I will default to the Dalai Lama, who I also heard say that that the next Buddha will be the Sangha. And that Sangha is the people who practice together in community and who awaken in community. And if you've practiced with me before, you know that I strongly believe that the world changes according to how we change, how well we change, the work that we do. And not in a punishing way, not to say you're not doing enough, but actually to say that you are the most important person in your experience. And the more work you're willing to do to heal yourself, the more work you're doing, the more work you're willing to see and look at these traumas that we've all experienced in various ways, and to be able to work through healing them. The more we do that, the more we begin to heal the world and the planet. And some of that, let's see, that's not where I go. I wanted to talk about, I wanted just to remind you to take time to honor who you are and your contributions. And I meant it before when I said that us just being here has a positive impact on the human experience. And what I wanted to name was that for some of us, it's less. And I think for all of us, still till a certain extent, it requires some courage. Many of us have to come out all the time. Some of us come out less often than others, but most of us have to come out again, unless we're really transgressing social norms to some extent. And even then, people are just making assumptions of what you're trying to say. I wanted to share this quote by Maya Angelou, where she says, "One isn't necessarily born with courage, but one is born with potential. And without courage, we cannot practice any other virtue consistently. We cannot be kind, true. We cannot be consistently merciful, generous, or honest. That we need courage." There's a video out that's called something like the struggles of being trans or something like that. And in that video, there's a woman a trans woman who talks about a friend of hers, and she's not named, so I'm not trying to disrespect her, but nobody's named in this that I can remember. And the person says to her, There are people who can't leave their jobs. They can't leave bad relationships. They can't leave homes that they like. And yet you are willing to be your free and authentic self every day. Honor that, own that. And during this History Month, I'd like to encourage you to find out who some of your ancestors are, who some of your transistors are, even if you just look up one. But maintaining that relationship not only honors how we got here and who we are here, but it honors what we'll be bringing forward as well. I think some of you know there's someone named Polly Murphy, I think. She's on Amazon right now. People are talking a lot about her. But also just looking at Larry Yang, one of the founders of the East Bay Meditation Center, someone who founded the LGBT groups at Spirit Rock, and just taking time. He has a wonderful book out called Awakening Together, just taking time to see whose footsteps we are stepping into, as we are also creating footsteps of our own. So I was honest in the beginning when I didn't say what I was going to talk about. So allow me a moment. I like this one too. It says, often we're told to remember to be grateful for blessings or good fortune. But Buddhism teaches us to be grateful, period. Gratitude is to be cultivated as a habit or attitude of mind, not dependent on conditions. What does this mean? The Blessed One said, now, what is the level of a person of no integrity? A person of no integrity is ungrateful and unthankful. This ingratitude, this lack of thankfulness is advocated by rude people. It is entirely on the level of people of no integrity. A person of integrity is grateful and thankful. This gratitude, this thankfulness is advocated by civil people. It is entirely on the level of people of integrity. And this is from the Katanu Sutta, translated by Thanissaro Bhikkhu. So we both honor that there's a way that we're safe now that it just wasn't. There's no way to describe what it was like, because because there's things you can't put words to, and still there's so much to be grateful for at this time, even with a little bit of knowledge that you do know, even knowing that somebody in this group might not be in a safe space, somebody in this group may not have a community. So honoring these opportunities together. Let's see if there's anything else in there. Talked about honoring our ancestors, taking a little time this month just to be with that. Ancestors being, alive and past. Honoring yourself, loving yourself, understanding that your uniqueness matters. And I think last but not least, what's coming up is a reminder around your practice. It's easy to let it slip. Often we let it go because we're agitated or traumas are going on. And it is a path towards healing. It is a path towards more courageousness. It is a path towards even being, more mindful of how we are with the planet. So the planet and each other. If you're off your practice, the encouragement is just to start 5 minutes a day, just something. Doesn't have to be sitting in silence. It might be, as I first learned, to be with the dishes and the water and the soap when I wash the dishes, but just to be in that practice. The other thing I'll offer, and then I'm going to stop talking so you can talk, is I think we talked about this last time. Please stop re-traumatizing yourself. If you see the news a couple of times a week, you'll get it. If you don't see or listen to the news for 3 or 4 weeks, you'll still get it. But taking time away from the re-traumatizing, from the re-agitating, and what I've been talking to a couple of clients about, and friends as well, is before you turn on the news or turn on Twitter or get on Facebook or wherever you're going, pause and notice how your body's feeling. And this started showing up for me a few years ago. I just paused and started thinking about it and noticing that my body was bracing to be traumatized. My body was bracing to be harmed. And so that's when I started pulling away. So just practice that level of kindness, of being aware when you're going to step in the harm. There are times when we can't do anything about it. I've walked into that office where it's been not good. And when it comes to social media, if you can choose to put it down, walk away, come back, take care of yourself, if you feel like you still need to do it, take a walk around your apartment or your building or your house. But allow your body some time to really let you know if that's what you're needing and wanting in the moment. All right, I'm going to shut my New York voice up. Yeah, and see if there's wisdom that you'd like to share, offer, something you want to say about being queer. Maybe we'll do a dance song.